Oh my gosh. Now mom's TV is going to be blurring out loud. And that anorexic dog is going to be in the video. I'm dying. Oh my god. My trauma part of my sex. I'm sick. So, sorry if you don't hear me well. So, my life started off with a lot of violence and then just sex in front of me all the time. My mom, basically, birth mom. And then, after that, in foster care, when I was like 4, turning 5, I got molested by this black girl who was a kid. She was like 13. She was like a teenager or something. And then when I was like 9 years old, I'm already adopted. My brother had sex with me and he touched me. And then a few years later, I touched my sister, and then I did stuff with another family member, and so I think this is one of the first things you learn on Japan. You take your shoes off when you enter the house. Yeah. I started. This also applies to hospitals. My first addiction was self-harming, so I could get rid of the pain inside because I don't like to deal with the pain that's inside of me. And then, so after self-harming wasn't enough, I started burning myself. And then burning wasn't enough, so then I started like running away and sleeping with boys. And my parents sent me to treatment because I was becoming unmanageable. And my, I don't know what else to say. I'm trying to think. Because I already said a lot. Trying to see like what else I told my therapist. I told my therapist a lot today about like my sexual past and my trauma. I got a new therapist because I didn't like my old one. And oh my gosh, I have the worst memory. I have short-term memory. And so like I'll be talking and then I just forget everything. But with me being home last, what took me to treatment was all of my behaviors and everything. But what drew the last straw was when I told my mom I was gonna go to Stater Brothers to get some Band-Aids and some stuff because I self-harmed, and so I was trying to nurture myself by taking care of myself because when I was younger nobody took care of me. And then so that was comforting for me, like even though I was like hurting myself and then taking care of myself afterwards. And then my mom said if I leave the house, she'll call the police. So I left the house anyway, and I knew the police were going to be at Stater Brothers, so I went to Dollar Tree instead. And then I went to the mental hospital because when I started walking back home, and then these family friends picked me up with my sister in the car, and then the police were like, "What's on your arm?" and everything, and I was like trying to say nothing, but it was self harm. It was a cut, and then they took me to the mental hospital, and then like a week later, my parents weren't like talking to me, and I was still at the mental hospital, and then my parents came in, and then they talked to me about, oh, you're going to Utah, whatever. And then I was like, okay, I don't care. And now it's like, oh my God, I don't want to be in Utah. And I would not recommend to live in Utah. I don't know, I just don't like it because that's where my treatment place is. And, hmm. So, like, I started, like, sleeping with boys for comfort. So, like, my past behaviors were, like, self harming was all just to comfort myself, to take away the pain. It's like using another pain to take away the other pain. I don't know how to explain it. And then um, I just forgot what I was gonna say. I feel like I'm mumbling. Dad, do you know what I was gonna say? Um, oh yeah, like some of the guys, they weren't even cute, and I just hooked up with them, just because I just used them for my own good, for my needs, and they were ugly, and it was better having something than nothing, I guess. And then the other guys were really hot and cute. Yeah. And then,
But none of them cared about you.
yeah, none of them did care about me. So I'll come back.